And the train begins.
Hey.
That's the classic audio opening on Wednesday night. It's always that Van Halen.
Yeah, right.
It never fails.
Can you imagine when they were touring in support of this album, man, when they would do this song live, dude?
The pop in the crowd.
I would have gone crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, just putting the album on when I was a kid in junior high and putting the needle on the record and then just hearing the intro, like, how the freak did they do that?
Did you hear the story of why he put Eruption on the album?
No.
Just that they were in the studio, and another band was making an album too.
Okay.
And they heard Eddie doing Eruption, so they were like, you know what? We'll do our version of Eruption. And they were like, hey dudes, they're gonna do a solo, and they were like, what? All right, well then we'll do Eruption, and so they kind of were cornered into it. Like, all right, if you're gonna do it, we'll do it first.
And the rest is history. Wasn't that other band like Dawkins or something like that, or
I don't
George
know who it
Lynch
was.
or something like that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Dangerous Toys, maybe.
Dangerous Toys. From Austin, Texas. They're going to be in South Texas, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give you more details on that coming up in just a bit. Welcome to #PVT Wednesday Night Live.
Woo!
Hello.
Another great show, man. We got a great show coming up for you. Society 204 is where we're at, located right here in the heart of Edinburgh, Texas. It is a beautiful, beautiful office space that has a bar, has a kitchen, dining room, bathrooms, and the offices are just absolutely beautiful. And you just got to give them a call if you want to come check it out. Get a tour with Renee, 956-887-1143. And you can book a tour of our facilities right here. And maybe you'd become one of our neighbors, right? Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Right?
Won't you be my neighbor?
I also want to thank Dr. T's Primary Care for men and women. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're sluggish, tired, gain weight, you're looking for a primary care clinic to help improve your quality of life. You know, age kind of gets to you, and then sex just leaves your brain for about months at a time. And your wife is like, am I not attractive to you anymore?
Oh, my.
No, baby said I got to go see Dr. T's. Well, go see Dr. T's. Your libido will come back full force. You'll learn about hormone replacement therapy, weight loss therapy, IV vitamin infusion, and peptide therapy. All designed to help you feel great and healthier again. All you got to do is give them a call at 1-855-771-1650 or 956-441-2188 or go to drtees.com, and I guarantee you will start feeling a whole lot better.
Or how we say in San Benito, more better.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody knows that.
So we want to thank all our advertisers. We appreciate you. And Wednesdays, we're fully decked with advertisers, but we do have some openings for our Tuesday night show and our Thursday night show. If you want to be part of this extravagant show, it is extravagant. Is that a big word? Is that a big word?
Well, yeah, kind of. For you, it is.
Okay, for you, it's pretty good. I mean, that's impressive.
So all you got to do is give us a text, 956-641-3241. That is the number. And we've got 2 slots on Thursday and 1 slot on Tuesday. So we have 3 slots available this week, during the week, for you to be able to, or have us promote your product or your business, okay? And the whole world will see it, okay? So we got Chaz. He's going to be taking care of the Chaz or the chat zone. Well, I always want to call it the Chaz zone, right?
Well, today it could be called the Chaz zone.
Yeah. Chaz's chat zone. And he'll be looking for awkward questions for our guests here today.
Yeah, we'll introduce our guest in just a bit. And wanted to say real quick, as far as the sponsors go, we don't just talk about the sponsors. I mean, we go, and James and I have been going to Dr. T's for a good long while.
It's like the hair club for men guy, right?
Just like that.
He's not just a client, he's also the president, or he's not the president, he's also a client or something like that, right?
And last week we had the green hit. We had the green hit where though this
there you go. He's looking at the monitor.
I know. It's like a DOI test.
Yeah.
Touch your nose. Say the alphabet backwards. I can't do that if I'm sober.
Touch your left nipple.
Right. So last week we had the green hit, and I said I wanted to go, and here it is, man.
Kratom.
I got some Kratom to help me sleep, and man, I did sleep not just better. Once again,
More better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
wow.
shout out to the Green Hit for being professional, nice.
Yeah, as a
And,
matter of
very
fact,
cool.
I've got the Botanical Brewing Company, man. This is for energy and focus, Bimini Blue, and it's 0 alcohol, 30 calories. I'm watching my curves, so
Oh my goodness.
and so
Rock and I, we saw each other at Buckle at the mall.
we're real hip, right? Hey, dude, I'll see you at Buckle, bro.
I was like, I never go to Buckle. I never go there. And I need some pants. I walk in and just see Harley Davidson hat. I'm like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
I never leave the house, and then I see you,
Dude.
the one person I know.
It's rare I go to the mall.
Me too.
know, that's
I don't
true.
go.
Period.
I go to Buckle once a year to buy my teaching jeans.
And they better last you all year,
They
Charlie.
better, yeah. And I was like, hey, count the rock. And so
Hey, so when
My
you
teaching jeans.
so
those are
when-
my teaching jeans, yeah.
So when your students go to to class, hey, teach and Buckle teach. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, hey, sir, you go to Buckle? I do, kiddos. What can I say?
Yeah,
And then they go, hey,
dude.
sir, you go to Dr. T's? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, how can I say?
Why do you go to Buckle, sir? Well, they already closed Go Round and Chess King.
King.
And,
And the
Oh
Miller's
my God.
Outpost. Do you remember Miller's Outpost
I
at
have
the
no
Via
idea.
Vista Mall?
No,
the
not
Via
at
Vista
all.
Mall. That place is a ghost town now in
It
Harlem.
is, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. What I
But
like,
anyway.
what I like about Buckle is they've got stretchy pants.
yes, yes. So when you're eating the delias tamales,
Yeah.
Stretchy pants.
I know,
Yeah, they conform to your waist.
to your waist,
Depending on how much you eat, and shit like that,
They're
right?
like elastic or what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they
like
are.
Sansa belt, Give you some breathing room, man.
Sansa belt. Now that's an impressive word.
Yeah.
Sansa belt. I
Yeah.
don't know. I gotta look that up.
And that cute laughter that everybody loves to hear is
Oh
producer
my, that's
Rally. What's going on,
me.
sweetheart?
Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome everyone, and thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight.
All right. And, we've got an awesome guest here tonight. Let's put up those pictures, babe. This guy has a top 5 NPC Universe National Bodybuilding Pro. He's working for his pro card. But I know Mike. I've bumped into him at the gyms for the past 10, 15 years. And I've seen his progress. And just to see these pictures absolutely blew me away. I can't help but comment on his pictures and congratulate him, because you all don't realize just how hard and expensive it is to do this kind of sport. And this is one of those sports that's like kind of year round, if you compete in different contests. And I'm just, it's a pleasure to have you here. Mike Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Bro, those pictures we just took we just saw right now.
Yeah.
Where those were in New York? Is that where you were at?
Most of those were in New York. One was from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So how many competitions have you been in? Is it just those two that have taken you out of Texas?
Out of Texas, I've gone to 3.
Okay.
Twice in New York, once in Pittsburgh.
And has that been this year, or has it been like in the past
That's
2
been
years?
the past 3 years, 4 years.
So is this like the first time you ever decided to take that dive and just go for it in competition, or had you been? Because you've always been a big guy. I've seen you in
Yeah.
the gym back in the day when you were younger, and you were always a big guy. And you were. I liked you because you go in there and you're focused on what you're doing. You know. Is this the first time you decided to get into competitions, or have you done this before?
The first time I competed, I was about 19 years old. I competed in the Fierro Classic here in McAllen.
Okay.
And I don't think it was a sanctioned contest. It was just one of those local bodybuilding contests.
Yeah.
And it was at Club X, of all places.
Wow! Club X! Yeah,
Yeah, it was one
he
of
had to
those.
compete with the bar back and
Right, yeah. Hey, I did a bodybuilding exposition at Hooligans, Rock River Hooligans, and Tejano Salud.
yeah. Hey, but that's how you get the taste of it. That's how you get started, right?
Yeah, it's one of those local things, and I did it, and I won. And then I kind of got away from it. I played rugby for 17 years, and I worked out for that, just
Whoa.
for for size. And
Where are
stuff.
you from? Are you from McAllen originally?
I'm from McAllen.
Born and raised in high school and everything?
Yep. Went to
McAllen
Nicky Rowe.
High? Nicky Rowe.
Yep.
And
First
what-
graduating class.
What year? Oh, so that was what, 1990?
94.
94.
Yeah.
So, man, you were 18 in 94, and then the following year you decided to compete. So
I decided to compete.
So when you were going to school, when did you start getting that bug to work out and stuff? Were you like a teen or were you preteen? Or
I started working out at 13.
okay. And what got you in the gym? What made you work out?
My parents, well, when we used to go to HEB, by the front door, there's the magazine rack or the comic book rack. And you had those muscle and fitness magazines.
Those covers are awesome, right?
Yeah, and I was about 13, and I saw Arnold or, the different bodybuilders with all the girls around them. And I was a skinny kid. I saw Arnold, I'm like, so that's the way you get the girls, and that's how I got started working out, and it helped me a lot to break out of my shell and to get self-confidence and so forth.
So you had a little bit of an issue of being were you an introvert or you were shy or what?
Yeah, I was real shy. More of an introvert, real shy. And so I started working out at 13 in my garage. I invited my friends over. We had the cement weight set, the cheapies. They would break when you set them down.
The Sears
rattle.
Roebucks, right? Sears Roebuck, right?
Yep. And started working out. And then just got started from there. Then football and all that started kicking in. And then did the bodybuilding contest and at 19 years old. And got into rugby for the next 17 years.
Did you, when you were going through your teenage years, did you, since you were a skinny kid, I mean, you probably had to eat more than the typical bigger guy, right?
Yeah. And, I weighed maybe 130, 150-ish by 8th grade or so. And but I ended up working out pretty hard. I loved it. And I was actually one of the bigger kids in middle school. I never grew any taller, though. I was already my height. But I just got, I got pretty big just working out. And then in high school, I just, carried on and started learning more about weight training from our coaches and so forth.
Mike, there is no. I had never heard of a rugby league in the Valley. Is that like a subculture that was hard to find? I mean, did you injure yourself? That's pretty rough, rugby.
Yeah.
We used to call it "kill the man with the ball" or something like that.
Yeah, that was the unofficial title on the streets.
Yeah, in San Benito, then that was like, they had that in Mercedes too.
Yeah, I started. I actually competed. I was working out at the gym. This guy. Mario Bracamontes came up to me, and
I know Mario. He's the
Carlos.
one that does. They do the one of the contests, right? Wasn't it Bracamontes?
Raul, his brother.
Raul, yeah.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, they did one of those bodybuilding contests before.
Yeah, he throws on the contest here with the Iron House. He's one of the promoters.
Yeah.
So was
You were talking about rugby.
yeah, rugby. So Mario came up to me, hey, you want to play rugby? And I did the bodybuilding is all right. I still had that football mentality. I still wanted to hit people. That's all I enjoyed. That's all I enjoyed. I didn't enjoy anything else. I was like, yeah, I'll play. And I fell in love with it, man. And we won a state championship with 10 nationals and all this stuff. And it was fun.
And this was like obviously it's like semi-pro, right? It's like semi-pro.
We don't get
was
paid.
there any? No, there was no pay.
You pay to play.
Yeah,
Get your ass kicked.
because I've known that they've had like adult football leagues here with the pads and helmets.
The Dorados, remember we had the Dorados?
Well, no, the Dorados were actually an arena football. I'm talking about guys that would suit up and then go play at the high school stadiums.
The Brownsville Oilers was one of them, I think.
Maybe I don't quite remember the names.
Yeah.
But there was like 4 or 5 teams. It was like barrio football with pads and shit. You know what I mean? And I always thought, man, if they get hurt, who the hell is going to pay for that shit?
Right, yeah.
So there's like, you have to just love it to do it, right?
Yeah, it was fun. We played in Texas Rugby Union, which was part of USA Rugby. So it was a sanctioned rugby team. There's a whole league all the way from USA Rugby down. And so there's a playoff system, which I really enjoyed. In high school at Nicky Rowe, we weren't that great of a football team. We were 1-9 and 3-7.
Whoa!
And it always left a bad, feeling in me. And I was like, man, I want a state championship. Then I found out in rugby you can get a state championship, and that was my goal took us about 10 years to achieve that goal, but that was our goal, and we achieved it, in rugby.
So how do you score in rugby? I mean, all I see is guys throwing the ball at the other guy and then running, and then the other guy and runs, and then he gets tackled and he throws the ball and another guy gets it, and it's like kill the man with the ball.
It is, and at some point there's like a huge circle where it looks like everyone's just
down.
everyone's trying to reach like a penny or something. Like everyone's looking down.
Oh yeah, it's like a huddle, right?
Right. It's like
what is that?
What is that?
So if there's a penalty or something, you got to get together in the scrum. It's 8 on 8. You bind together. It's 8 on 8. The team that, one of the teams will throw the ball down the middle. You got to hook it back. And that's how you get the ball started in play.
Okay.
And from there, the play goes on. There's no forward passes, just lateral. You can't throw it forward, just lateral.
And it can't be, it's like in football where like in the NFL where if you throw a pass, it can't be a little forward, it's got to be back, right?
It's got to be behind.
If you're lateraling it, right?
Yeah. If it's forward, that's a penalty.
So then is the whole key to get to a certain goal line or something?
So
or what?
yeah, you got goal lines just like football. You have to cross the goal line. The ball has to cross the goal line, but you also have to touch it down on the ground.
Okay.
So it has to go across and touch on the ground.
All right. And, and the team that doesn't have the ball has to want to be able to take the ball away. And
Yeah.
it's like soccer, but it's like, you go back and forth, anybody can score. And but what kind of penalties do they have? I mean, what would be a penalty? Like a scrotum kick or something? Or, yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? That's a low blow.
That's illegal in San Benito.
That's illegal.
That's legal in San
It's legal in San Benito.
Yeah.
Rock, if I was playing, I'd do like in wrestling, I'd be like, "Hey, ref, he's
Yeah.
pulling the hair."
We'd be poking eyes and shit, dude,
Raking the eyes.
Yeah, raking the eyes.
Yeah, there's certain penalties. You can't tackle the guy without the ball, so there's no tackling. Once he passes it, you're supposed to, you got about a second or two.
No tripping. No tripping.
No tripping.
Okay.
You can't do high tackles around the neck. There's certain things you can't do.
What do they call that? Horse collar, right? They can't do the horse collar.
Yeah. And what I liked about it is there's no downs. The play continues until there's a penalty or you score. So you can have a goal line stance that goes 10 minutes. We've had it before. Neither team will relent. You're just hitting each other on the line, spread out, and it's nuts, man.
Did you ever get injured, man? Or did you injure somebody?
Yeah, both. Tore my rotator cuff on my left shoulder. Oof. I got a partial tear still. The one that made me quit was the herniated disc in the neck. And I still got issues from that.
Yeah.
Torn tricep. I mean, there's sprained lateral collateral ligament, broken noses.
Man, that's crazy.
It teaches you to be a man and suck it up and just keep going.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too in rugby. You get hurt. The guy's just laying on the ground. The play continues on, and the ref's over there with the play. There's guys laying on the ground bleeding and stuff. And
come on,
wait
Mike.
till there's a penalty, then we'll come back.
Mike, suck up that torn rotator cuff. Come on, suck it up, man.
I played the whole game. They wouldn't let me leave. They're like, "No, you're staying in." I'm like, I can't tackle anybody coming this way. We'll tackle him with the other arm.
Yeah.
It's like Kurt Angle.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Dude, I'll just stick to cornhole, man. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
I'll just stick to professional cornhole.
That sounds like a porno movie.
Do you know what cornhole is?
Don't you throw a beanbag or something?
Into a little hole. Dude.
It's like from the Midwest, but in the Valley, that sounds graphic and
dude, we were watching it the other night. It was like the cornhole national championships.
It was a national championship.
Sounds like a prison,
dude. They're freaking good, dude.
And it was awesome watching it too.
Yeah.
I wish the Valley had what's that? The game where you have to scrub and they do
curling.
I wish we had curling.
Oh my!
I would love to be the PVT curling team.
Anyway, so then you when did you retire from the rugby stuff? When did you say, you know what, that's it, I'm done with this?
It was a while after the neck issue.
Okay.
About 4 or 5 years after that.
Yeah.
36, 7, somewhere around there.
And what with the neck issue, did you have to go through some surgery or just therapy or what?
Just therapy. When that got expensive, I was going to therapy 3 times a week, and I started having to pay out of pocket, my copay and all that. And so I quit, but it left me with like numbness in my 3 fingers on my right hand. You know, and it is weird because I was still trying to work out. You know, I could curl a 60 with my left. My right, I couldn't pick up a 10.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just the signal wasn't getting there.
Wow. And how were you able to finance all the recovery and all that stuff? You said you were a teacher, right? Are you teaching? Or
Yeah,
what?
I'm a teacher.
What grade?
I teach 8th grade.
8th grade. So you're about getting started for that, huh?
Yeah. We just started our meetings. We got 2 weeks of meetings.
Yeah.
What subject, Mike?
I teach. It used to be called SHOP. You know, it's called Career Investigations now.
Shop
nice.
is like wood shop or what? Like,
Yeah, wood shop.
So you can teach kids how to build cabinets and stuff like that.
All that stuff, yeah.
Basics. All right, bro.
And
cool.
even a cornhole game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need
Make
a
you one.
cornhole. Yeah, dude. Wow. So how is it teaching in middle school, man? Is it pretty tough? Because I know when I was in middle school, we were a bunch of cagapalos, bro. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
That's a
we're
tough
bad.
grade. That's
yeah,
a tough grade.
you know, you're trying to figure out your identity and shit like that. You
And
know?
the hormones, you're not even in control of them. You don't even know what you're doing with yourself. you know?
It's pretty wild. You know, what I found out is if you're organized, you know, and consistent, you know, and you're fair, they'll respect you and they'll listen. You know, you're always going to have those few that won't. But, yeah, it's pretty wild. They're pretty crazy, you know.
I would imagine they'll respect you, bro.
Yeah, you ever just start posing?
Like,
Yeah.
Sit down, and then you do like a lateral.
kinda- Well, what I do is I just kind of stand there and just look at them like angrily, you know, just silent.
The death stare.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
there
they
you
kind of
go.
like,
Yeah.
You just
There
see
you
a little urine puddle.
Hey, but now you got to be careful with that shit. They go cry to their mom or dad, bro,
Yeah.
and then they come in and it's a big old hassle. He looked at my son so bad. And you know, dude, it's
Yep.
like, what the hell's going on?
Mike, the parents are pretty bad, right? That when the kids go crying.
yeah, some of them are, you know,
Yeah.
they'll tell their side of the story.
Yep.
But once the parent hears your side, you know, they're fair. You know what I mean?
Good.
Dude, when I was a kid growing up, they better not send you home or call from school, bro, because you know we're
Yeah.
gonna get it. You know,
Get it
and
worse.
they're not even. I don't even have to talk to the teacher. Just bring me the stick outside. You know what I mean? And bring me a switch. And if you bring me a little switch, I'll go get the tree. Okay.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's like it's totally different. I mean, the students, I guess.
Yeah, it's a lot different. I mean, I've been teaching. This is my 19th year. From the first year I taught to now, it's changed quite a bit. You know, it's different.
So while you were playing rugby, you were also going to college then.
I was going to college and also teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what UTRGV, was it Pan Am or
Yeah, UTPA.
Oh, UTPA.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And wow, man, that's awesome. And all through this time, you kept on working out, and you kept, you know.
I kept working out. You know, over the years, the goals changed, but I kept working out. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, and my thing was always trying to push more weight and see how strong I could get, how big I could get.
Yeah. Well, I remember seeing you at the, what was the name of that gym that was on 10th Street, babe, that I used to go to, that used
The
to
gym?
be the Uptown gym.
Yeah, the
That's
gym
what
at
I used to
Uptown.
see you there.
Yeah.
the gym.
And yeah, this guy'd walk in, man. He was swole big time. I mean, you're lean right now
Yeah,
compared
yeah.
to the way you were back then, man. You were just getting mass.
Yeah.
And
And that was the goal for rugby. You know, was always to get size, and my workouts were a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I just ate everything, you know?
yeah.
Oh my.
So in rugby, you never hurt your knees or anything like that? You never
No.
got it? Oh, that's good, bro.
Thank God, you know,
Yeah.
that's one thing I never did hurt.
Yeah. Oh, man. And
Rock,
so,
there's a speaking of bulking, there's a question from Sal in the house in reference to bulking, and I've never heard of this, and I don't know if it's real or if it's fake, but Mike, have you ever heard of this? Has he ever heard of bulking up with breast milk because of the protein versus almond milk or water?
how do you get the breast milk?
I don't even know where you would get the breast milk, but is that
never
have
heard
you
of
ever
that.
heard of that? Is
And
that a thing?
Is it
That's a new
male?
one to
Is
me.
it
I've never
male
heard of
breast
that.
milk or female breast milk? You know what I mean?
Or goat breast milk? I mean, there's a lot of animals on the
male breast milk.
Oh my.
So okay, but you've never heard of any of that, right?
None of that, man. That's a new
Okay.
one to me.
Sal's being silly, dude.
I think so.
He's
but
being silly.
He demanded that I ask.
Speaking of, I was in the mall and there was a lady breastfeeding her kid.
Really?
Like in one of those massage chairs.
So out in the open, just like
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, I mean, I looked at her and I was like, well, that's cool. I mean, I don't know what the big.
you looked at her like, where's the number?
The
Cat
kid's
number
hungry.
17.
The kid's hungry. Feed the
Yes.
kid.
Massage and
You
milk.
know? And by the way,
Eminem.
while she was breastfeeding him, the kid flexed, and boy, I think Sal
my
in the
goodness.
house has
That's a point.
He
Yeah.
has a point, dude. He has a point.
Interesting.
It is true.
His rotator cuff was fixing itself.
The little kid's vein was coming up on top of the bicep, you know, right here, and it was crazy, bro.
Total package.
Breast milk. That's what it is.
That's the secret. Now I know.
So man, tell me a little bit about this trip to New York. When did you start preparing for that?
New York, we started.
Was it Pennsylvania or New York first?
Is New York this year.
Okay.
I started preparing, man.
Did you have to? So you started preparing. Did you have to go through a certain, certain steps to get to that? You know, it's like in boxing or in, MMA. You have to beat so many people or win so many contests
Yes.
to qualify.
So you got a place in the national in a national qualifier. So you got a place in a national qualifier, either first, second, or third. You know, in your weight class. And I compete in the Masters 40 and over, the 35 and over, then also the open light heavyweight. So I compete in 3. So that gives me 3, 6, 9 chances to qualify.
Okay.
So this year I qualified. I was already qualified, actually. I qualified in Dallas in December at the Texas Cup Championship, the Texas State Cup, and I won the 40 plus. So I'm Texas State champion in that. So that already qualified me. Then I competed in Dallas as kind of a warm-up show about 2 weeks before New York. In that one, I placed. I didn't do too well. It was kind of a warm-up show. I think I got second, third, and fourth or something like that. Then we went to New York, and then that was the main show I was like getting ready for. The other shows were kind of just to get me ready for that show.
Yeah. How much has all this cost you? I mean, put some of those pictures up while we're talking, babe, because this guy, he did an amazing job with his conditioning and his bodybuilding, his muscle. I mean, it looks great. You look great on those pictures.
So that's
Mike.
That's dieting. I mean, just for months. I started last summer. I did the Iron House. I did the one in December. So I didn't really stop dieting that whole time. I've been prepping that whole time for this New York show, and just keep getting qualified and so forth. But I kept dieting, kept doing the cardio. It was a tough year. But, and then...
Tough year as far as...
just waking up at 4 a.m., doing cardio, 7 days a week and stuff. And it wears on you.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Plus the 5-day a week workouts.
And how many meals a day were you doing? 6, 7, 6?
Doing about 6.
And are you the type that weighs everything you eat and your meals, and you know what I mean? Because you have to be like that. I watched Nick Walker, his video, and the dude's a beast. And he's got that little scale, and he's putting chicken, and he's taking chicken off, and it's a little pile, and then he puts his rice and and stuff like that. And he's constantly eating, man.
Yeah, you got to keep count of your protein, your carbs, your fats, and so forth. So that way, if you're not getting leaner, you know how much to take away, from that. Or if you're losing muscle, you need to add more protein.
Yeah,
so you got to have a number to add to.
That is something that really that's why I am so amazed with this and intrigued with this sport.
Yeah,
because it takes a lot of discipline, and if you really want to make it in the big leagues and you really want to make it to the professional level, the national and global level, you have to really, really be structured, and there's no room for a side, getting sidetracked at all. You have to be focused.
Yeah.
And for a guy like you that has a full-time job, trains people, runs a gym, and then having to get that your training and your eating in, man. I mean, how crazy is that, bro?
It's habits, man. You know, you got to form these habits, and once you get these habits formed, it becomes easier. You know, it becomes systematic. It gets to where if you get out of the habit, you're you know, it kind of throws you off. It doesn't feel normal, and that's the hard part. Is like after a competition, getting that life balance back. Because you're in this one mode. You know, and this, you know, you're just so focused on this one goal. You kind of put everything else, you know, secondary, family, everything secondary.
And when you and during the off season, when you don't have to get up at 4 a.m. for cardio, is your body telling you to get up at 4 a.m. for cardio?
No, my body's telling me to sleep. You know, and you have that little mind battle, and it's every morning. You know, but it's I'm used to it, so I just kind of, you know, I set my alarm in the kitchen, so I got to wake up, stand up, walk to the kitchen, and turn it off. So now I'm up. I can't go back to sleep, you know.
Shit, I'd have to put mine at the next door neighbors.
Oh, my goodness. I could not.
It's in the kitchen. It ain't bothering me. You know?
Yeah, I can't hear it.
Yeah.
I have a question from Gon Cantu 1. I guess we're Gonzalez Cantu. Gon Cantu. It says, with training, how much can you eat? Is it truly a lot? And you answered it. It is a lot, but is it to the point to where, you know what, I don't feel like eating, but you just eat it anyway? Or, no, you're kind of hungry?
Sometimes it can get that way where you don't want to eat because you're eating basically the same food every day, chicken or beef or whatever. And it can get that way, but most of the time I'm always hungry. I can eat. You know, it's not I can always eat more. You know, but the guy that coaches me, Ronald, he always tells me, no, we're sticking to this amount and so forth. So we stick to that amount.
I remember Aaron Garza told me.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron, man, that guy looked fantastic back then.
He was huge, man.
He was a heavyweight, right?
Yeah.
And a good-looking guy, man. I mean, the guy, I mean, he had that national level look, you know, and I remember telling him, because he had Pump Gym, and he had XP2G, which was that fat-burning product that he had, and plus he had his own protein. And that's what a lot of these supplement guys do. They create their own, or they buy a protein and put their name on it, and then they end up, you know, peddling it and stuff like that. But I told him when he asked me to endorse a product, you know, I told him, look, man, if you want me to endorse a product and show results, because I had seen people endorse products for, you know, fat burning, and they never showed any results, dude. You know, because they weren't following the protocol. A lot of people think that just because you take a pill, you're going to look good. No, it's just
more to it.
There's more to it. So I knew that, and I told Aaron, if you want me to endorse this product, I want to show results, man. So get me a nutrition guy, you know, some meal plans, get me the gym, and get me a trainer, and I'll stick to it. And I did, and I saw the best you know, transformation that I had ever done with my body. And I was 38 years old. It was a while back, but I remember him telling me that, look, man, you're gonna be eating every 3 hours. All right, and it's gonna be like, you're gonna look at it and you're like, at first, but after a while it'll be 2.5 hours and you're gonna be starving.
Yeah,
your body is gonna want and ask for that food, and so, you know, I guess that's when it starts getting a little better, where you don't mind eating as much, right?
Exactly. You know, the eating every 3 hours, that boost your metabolism because you're digesting that food, so you're burning more calories to digest that food, plus the workouts and everything
and
else.
The gallon of water.
Yeah, the gallon of water helps with digestion and everything too. So you feel hungry, you know, and as you get closer, when you're competing, you get closer to a contest, you feel even more hungry. I mean, and you learn to deal with the hunger.
What's your take on protein shakes? You know, did you take a lot of protein shakes when you were, you know, training and getting ready for these type of competitions, or was it just food?
No, I take about one a day, you know, about 2 scoops a day.
And is it right after you work out, or is it?
It was mainly just when I couldn't fit a meal in. Okay. You know, so I'd get a shake. And
like a meal replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case, you know, an emergency, like I didn't have time to eat, I would chug a shake.
Yeah. And did you have any type of cheat meal during the week, even when you were training for competition? Because I tell you know, my wife, and I tell Charlie, here in the Valley, we don't have cheat meals, we have cheat days, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's my cheat day. So I'm going to stuff as much food in my day that I can, you know?
I have a cheat lifestyle.
Yeah.
What is your take on cheat days? Are you for it or against it?
It depends what your goal is. You know, well, like for me, for instance, right now, like I'm kind of eating just what I want. You know, it's the month after the contest, and I'm just relaxing and just, you know, enjoying food and stuff. And my body fat percentage has gone up, but I know I can get it back down. But to me, like once I start prepping for a show, the closer I get to the show, the cheats got to, you know, have got to leave. You know?
Period.
Entirely.
Not even one healthy cheat meal like
no.
a steak and baked potato. Baked potato is good for you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and
no, I stick to my plan, which is usually white rice, chicken, vegetables, and eggs.
How many calories a day was it quite a bit? Or like when you're training for the competition, is it less than when you're bulking up? Obviously, right?
It's probably about 2,500, 3,000, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
you know, calories a day.
I was watching this bodybuilder, Aboud, I think his name. He's got like one of those Muslim names.
Okay.
And he had it was a video, 20,000 calorie day.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
And the dude was like, he was eating these big old meals, man.
Oh, is that the guy they call him the Iranian Hulk?
Probably. He's got a beard, and because I love watching these bodybuilders cook, you know, and telling us what to eat and stuff.
Yeah.
And the guy was, you know, it was like Rich Piana type of thing, you know, where he went to the In-N-Out and see who could eat like 10 burgers or drink a bottle of vodka while doing squats and shit like that. Rich Piana was crazy. Did you ever follow that guy?
Not really.
No?
I didn't really follow him, no.
Who are the bodybuilders that inspire you right now, man? Or that inspired you when you were growing up and stuff?
There's Dorian Yates.
Yeah.
He is one of them. Ronnie Coleman, of course. Jay Cutler. Those are, you know, three of the main ones right there.
Man, Ronnie Coleman, bro.
Yeah.
So sad to see him, man. The way he ended up with his back and...
Yeah, I think... I don't know. I don't know what caused it, but I think the way he trained, like he trained hard, you know.
Well, I saw a documentary of him, and he was talking that he was doing like, I don't know, 900 pound squat.
Yeah.
And then he heard a pop, and it was one of his discs.
Yeah.
And he was like, he sat down and he said, you know, something's not right, you know. And they were asking him because he takes pills, you know, pain pills and shit.
Yeah.
And they asked him on a level from 1 to 10, how bad is the pain? He goes 13.
Wow.
You know, and how many times a day are you like that? He goes, all day. It's like that all day. And I'm like, I can imagine a back problem is the worst thing you can ever have, man.
Yeah, I think his surgeon messed him up or something. Like he has a screw in a nerve or something. Really messed him up.
I have no idea, but man, it's a pretty sad situation. And a lot of these bodybuilders that die real young. There was one guy that just died last week. Like every week. Rich Piana was one of them, but he was taking a lot of stuff, man. He was taking a lot of stuff.
I know some. I think some of these guys, it's their lifestyle. You know, they're big guys, you know, but they're also going out and doing other stuff, and just the combination of everything they're doing is causing them to live short.
You're
lives.
pretty straightforward with, I mean, or straight as far as your, you know, your supplementation and stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty straight.
Because, you know, I mean, there's these now there's this thing called the natural bodybuilder, which is all natural, which I don't know how, you know, how natural you can be. Because, I mean, Ronnie Coleman once said that it takes genetics as well.
Yeah.
Not just to be at that upper echelon, right?
Yeah.
And plus the diet and the pills or whatever. But, you know, there is some, you know, some supplementation that they take. You know, there's hormone stuff. There's sermorellin's a hormone, a growth hormone thing like that. Is that it's probably really prevalent in the bodybuilding industry, isn't it?
Yeah, you're gonna hear about it everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, at all levels.
And it's kind of crazy because it kind of like changes the competitiveness of it, because it's like, it's kind of like cheating a little bit, isn't it, or what? What do you think? What's your take on that stuff?
In my opinion, I mean, you know, they can be taking that, but if you take steroids or whatever, you know, and you don't work out, nothing's going to happen. You know, you're going to get high cholesterol and a heart condition. You know, so to me, it's still the amount of effort and work you put into it.
Yeah.
You know, you still got to put the work in. You still got to eat right, regardless of what you're taking.
Yeah.
You know,
and there's you know, I've been in the gym. You know, I've been a gym rat for about, you know, 25 years.
Yeah.
And you know, there's back in the day there was guys buying shit on the street.
Yeah.
You know, testosterone, steroids, and all kinds, just the hormone growth hormone stuff.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was so dangerous, I mean, it's better to do it under a physician's care,
Exactly.
because it does affect your prostate. It affects a lot of things if you're taking testosterone and stuff. And some guys thought the more I take, the bigger I'm going to get. And it's like you said, it's basically you could take a therapeutic level of it and then just put in the work.
Yeah, maximize your workout.
Yeah, maximize your workout.
Yeah.
That's why Dr. T's is the best place to go, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, if you really want to get into bodybuilding and stuff like that, or want to just, get in shape, go to a place like Dr. T's. These guys, they'll check your blood. They'll see where you're at with testosterone. They'll put it up to a therapeutic level where it doesn't harm you. It just gives you a quality workout, and you burn fat. It helps burn fat. And then they've got sermorelin. This is like it's propeptide. I'm sure you've heard of it, right?
For the propeptides, yes.
Yeah, and that stuff it makes like sermorelin. It's got a lot of benefits.
Yeah.
But you have to take it responsibly.
Yeah.
And what happens is, sometimes, I guess a lot of dudes, they feel that, and they feel like they're getting bigger and they want to speed it up. And it just, that's another thing, I think, right? In the bodybuilding, or if people that want to work out and get muscles, they have to have, when people ask me, hey, Rock, what advice do you got to lose weight and, and gain muscle and stuff like that? Patience.
Yeah.
Patience and consistency. Because you're not going to be Hulk Hogan overnight, dude.
Exactly.
Give it a year, but be consistent. Sometimes they'll come and say, hey, Rock, I'm going to lose 60 pounds. I go, dude, start with 10, Don't make that.
Set a reasonable goal.
That's attainable. 10 pounds.
And then in 2 weeks, you're the 10 are done. Another 10. And by the time you know it, at 10 pounds, goals, you're up at 60, 70 pounds.
Yeah.
I always thought, if you say I'm going to lose 80 pounds and it's 2 weeks and you're 8 pounds out and you say, fuck it, I still got like 60 pounds to go. Fuck, let's just go to Golden Corral, man. Forget this shit ain't going to work.
Yeah.
So you're setting yourself up for failure, You're a professional trainer, right? You've got your own gym. Tell me a little bit about your gym and stuff, bro.
Yeah, so I own VPR Gym. We're located on McAllen and McAllen. And we're more of like a sports training gym. I mean, we do personal training, group training. We got regular gym memberships, all that stuff. 24/7 memberships now. And I've been coaching people for a long time. I got my degree in kinesiology from UTPA. And I started applying the science to training. I've been training personal training since I was about 18, at the old Golds off Lindbergh. But I've been personal training for 29 years. Anyhow, so yeah, it's there's a science behind training, and like you said, when people come in, they'll have these crazy goals. And I tell them straight out, like, I'm not here for the quick fix. If you want to make sustainable changes, I can help you, but it takes time. We're not going to lose 30 pounds in a month, just to gain it back plus 10. We're going to take our time, take about 6 months, and so on. And I tell them, diet's about 90% of it. The workout's about 10%. Supplements is like very little, and we just go at it that way, just put in the work, focus, be consistent, don't miss sessions. And just be consistent with your meals.
The science that freaks me out is when the science of burning fat and gaining muscle, where the weight doesn't really change, but your body does. Yeah. And people don't understand that. They're looking at the scale. But if you really want to make a physical transformation, you have to realize that you have to get a balance where you're burning the fat and growing some muscle.
Yes.
And that's a very, very interesting science, right? That's all in the meals and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. A lot of it has to do with diet, and weight is a kind of a crappy way of like measuring your progress. Like you said, if you go up in muscles and go down in body fat, you stay the same. So what we use is an in-body assessment, which measures your muscle percentage, your fat percentage, your BMR. And we look at those things. And from those, I can kind of get a better idea of what you should be eating and how you should be eating.
Yeah.
if you're losing muscle, you need to bump the protein up. If you're not losing fat, we can look at the carbs or maybe put in a little bit more work.
Yeah.
And that'll bring the fat down.
Somebody also told me that I had a urologist that I knew, Mr. Espinosa, and he once told me, I told him, I'm doing lots of cardio, man. I'm doing cardio, and how much? I go about 60 minutes a week. He goes, no, a day. He goes, that's too much. Mm-hmm. He says, you burn more fat with weights than with cardio, and because with cardio you end up burning muscle as well, right? If you're not careful.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what usually when we're doing making a workout plan, we start with the weight training first, and we kind of just sprinkle cardio in where we need it. I'm not a big proponent of using cardio to lose weight, but for me, like when I'm bodybuilding, I do add in cardio just to add in that extra work, burn those extra calories.
So what's next for Mike Johnson? Are you going to compete some more? You say you're close to getting your pro card, right?
Yeah, I was 3 places away this last time, and that just leaves that bad taste in your mouth, like almost,
It's like that. What's the name of that picture with the dude, the fisherman with the Super Bowl trophy, and the cowboy guy? He's going like,
you almost got it. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah,
you almost got it.
Yeah, dude.
And man, this last time was really emotional.
In what way
I compete in the 40 plus, 35 plus, and the open light heavyweight. And usually when you're stepping on stage, you're going on stage in that order. And usually I place very well in the 40 and over, 35 and over. Open light heavyweight, I'm going against guys younger than me, and they're big kids out there. But I'm going against guys younger than me.
Those big kids are still on breast milk. That's why, dude.
That's what I've heard.
Probably, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Everybody knows it. It's all online.
According to Sal in the house, right?
Yeah, he says on Netflix there's a series, and he told me, hey, it's on Netflix, dude. The breast milk mania.
If it's on Netflix, it's true.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put in my order for breast milk.
Yeah. So the younger guys, they come in and they give you a little some competition for sure, right?
I was younger, bigger. What helps me a lot is I can get in condition real well. So I can get very lean, about 3 to 4% body fat.
Wow.
Normally. And, so I can get pretty lean. So that's what always helps me out on stage. I'm not one of the bigger guys. So yeah, in New York, I didn't place in the 40 and over, and I'm going up on stage, and that's the one in 2019, I'd placed top 5 in New York in the Masters. This time I didn't even place.
Wow.
So I go up there and I'm like, shit, this was the best chance I had, so I'm like, well, there's a 35 and over. So I go through that, go through the posing and everything. No place, no call out. I'm like, man, by that time I was pretty down. This is in the morning, the pre-judging show. So I'm pretty down, and I'm like, you know what? I paid for every single division. I'm going to go up there. There's like a 1% chance of me even placing, with the open light heavyweights.
Yeah.
But, I went up, I had one of those. Can we cuss?
Yeah, dude.
Yes, of course.
I don't know.
Fuck yeah.
Well, but, I had one of those fuck it moments, and I'm like, I was pissed. I was backstage, and usually when I have those moments, that's when I started my business and everything else. Like it's a good thing, but not at the time. But I was backstage and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go on stage. I'm just going to squeeze as hard as I can and, just do what I can, and let it set
Just
where
give
it's
it
set.
your all, man.
Yeah. And so I go out there, I do that. And it was kind of weird because like in bodybuilding, there's a lineup. The people in the middle where the judges move to the middle, those are the guys that are placing. The ones on the outside, those are just everybody else, So the first 2 divisions, I was everybody else on the sides, But I was doing it, and they started moving guys around. I was on the outside, and they moved me in one. Then they moved another guy over next to me. And I just thought it was kind of weird because it didn't make sense to me. I was like, whatever. The judges, because the judges will kind of mess with you too. They'll just move people around so that you as a competitor don't know what they're doing. But it's usually you can catch on pretty quick. So they did that, you know, and I came off stage, and I got home, or I got to the hotel that afternoon, because the night show is when they hand out all the trophies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was pretty distraught. I was like, you know what? Fuck, we spent all this money, came all the way up here just for nothing. You know, and I had one of those bad self-reflective moments.
Yeah.
And, you know, and honestly, you know, I'm a Christian and stuff, and I got, you know, and I prayed about this, and I had this feeling like, man, I was going to come up here and win, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
I had faith.
I had faith, man.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, pretty strong, you know, and I got home, and I told my wife, or I got back to the hotel, and I told my wife, I was like, why the hell would God bring me up here just to have me lose this whole freaking thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I was upset. So anyhow, we go back to the evening show. God showed me. So we go back to the evening show, and you know, we're backstage, and they line you up, you know. So they line up all the people in the 40 plus. You know, I knew I didn't place because I didn't even make first call outs. So what they do, it's pretty bad, but you know, so all the people in 40, they call out your name, like they call out 5 people's names. Well, those are the people that place first, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then everybody else, the loser line is what I call it, but everybody else is in the other line.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, you know what, go up on stage, wave at the crowd, do your best pose, then get off stage so we can hand out the trophies, is basically what they do. So I did that the first 2 times, you know, the 40 and over, 35 and over at the night show. You know, and I came off stage, and I was talking to the guys backstage running the show, the expediters. I told them, like, you know what, man, you know, I'm hungry, man. I'm leaving. I'm not going to stay around for the open light heavyweights. I'm going to go get a burger, you know, because I was already kind of demoralized or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know, pretty feeling sorry for myself.
Yeah.
So, you know, the guy looks at me, and he's like, you know, I was like, just cross me off the list, because a lot of people leave. They don't even go to the night show if they didn't win in the morning in the prejudging, you know, because they may have a 10-hour drive, and they leave early. I've always stuck around, but and it's good I did this time. But so yeah, you know, and the guy's, you know, looking through the list, he looks at me, and he's like, you need to stay, you know, and I was kind of like, what? You know. So I was kind of insistent. I'm like, nah, man, you know, I'm hungry. I'm going to leave and go get a burger or eat a cookie or whatever. And the guy looks at me again. He's like, no, you need to stick around. I was like, shit, maybe I placed or something. Maybe that's what all that moving around on the stage was about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they line us up, and they call out the top 5, you know, and I'm in that line. So, man, I'm grabbing those bands and starting to pump up and stuff, because I was already backstage eating peanut butter cookies and shit.
Wow.
So I was like, you know, I was in my loser mindset, and anyhow, so I started pumping up, and Ronald, he came backstage. He's the guy that coaches me. He went up to New York with me this time.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back, and this is his version. He said, man, I saw you with the bands. I was like, what is he doing, you know? Because he didn't think I placed either, you know. Nobody thought I had placed,
wow.
And I didn't. So anyhow, you know, I'm pumping up, and he you know, he didn't say anything, and you know, was the coolest thing, you know. And this is my wife's version. She's like, man, once I heard Enter Sandman play, and you came up on stage to do your routine, I just started bawling, you know, crying.
Wow.
And I was like, babe, I was holding it in, you know, because that was. If you get to do your routine, that means you place top 5. You know, you get to go on stage. So I had that. Enter Sandman goes on. I step out on stage, and there you go, man. Pose. Should have asked me 4 weeks ago. So yeah, I walk out there, did my routine, and that was some of the pictures I put up. Man, like what the professional photographer, he caught me like when I was on stage. I just had the biggest smile on my face.
You look fantastic,
and,
Mike.
I just did it, man. And
45 years old, dude. You look fantastic.
47.
47.
Yep.
Look at that. That's incredible, bro.
Thanks, man.
And that's really awesome. What was the biggest lesson you learned from this last outing where you thought you hadn't placed?
You know, I held it together on stage. I got home. I saved the the crying for the shower, you know, washing off the pro tan and all that stuff. And you know what, man? You know, the answer to my question, you know, why would God bring me over here and put me through all this? You know, to prove that He's with me. You know, and because I had given up all hope, man, and you know, and I came off stage, and Alice was like, my wife, she was like, you know, this was all God. You know, she looks at it and I'm like, babe, I know, man. I know.
Yes.
I ate every single word I was talking in the afternoon, you know. I was wrong. But
what an inspiring
it was an
story,
awesome
man.
experience, man.
Yeah, it's just, you know, like asking you, what did you learn from this experience is like, don't ever think, don't give up. Don't ever think that you're not going to make it. Always think winner, man, you know, and
even if it's that 1% chance, you know, there's still that 1% chance. Like I said, I didn't think I'd won, you know, and I had that 1% chance, and it came out ahead. I didn't win, but I got top 5, which
from
is
South Texas, dude. Wow, man, incredible. From McAllen,
Thank
Nikki
you.
Rowe, New York, repping and placing. Incredible, Mike. So you got another competition to go to, or
I'm looking at next August, the Masters up in Pittsburgh.
so we're looking at a year? And are you gonna? Is this your off season? Till when do you start training and getting ready, prepared
I'm
for
probably
that?
going to start, you know, in the next couple of weeks. I already got my training partner lined up. You know, we're already hitting the new workouts.
Are you gonna eat and build mass and then cut the carbs and cut the calories to, you know, lean out, or are you gonna try to build more muscle, or
So
are you gonna stay in the light heavyweight, or what is your goal?
So I'm staying in the light heavyweight, but this year I'm looking at gaining about 10, 15 pounds more. You know, the last couple of years I've been playing it a little bit safe, you know, with my heart and stuff, and just not watching my calories and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm watching the fat burners and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
The pre-workouts. But the last 2 years, but like I said, my cardiologist, you know, he kind of gave me the go-ahead, took me off cholesterol, took me off blood pressure pills. He's like, you're good, you know, you're ready to go.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, man, I'm going, man.
Yeah.
Going all the way this time.
You're gonna make it, dude.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of faith in you, and I you know what it takes to get up there, and so you know how to get to that next level, man. You've already tasted it,
Yeah. a few
and that's all
times,
it takes, man.
Hey, Mike, before we went on the air, we were talking about the pre-workouts, and we were saying, you know what, they're not healthy, they don't do it, so, you know, you got to rely on yourself. For you personally, is music, does that help as far as, like, I don't want to say it's a pre-workout, but it kind of gets you to that next level, the music, the drive you put on that song, or for you, does music not really make a difference?
So, man, sometimes I'm just so in the zone, I'm not even hearing the music.
Wow.
But I do have my playlist that I play, and every now and then you get this one song that just kind of you know, gets inside of you, and it, like, you know, gets you going. Yeah. But most time, like, you know, my headphones are going. I don't even hear it. I'm just thinking about the workout, what's next, and, you know, just going.
Yeah, me too. When I hear all the single ladies from Beyonce, dude,
Oh my goodness.
I get fired up, dude.
For me, it's a Tiny Dancer.
Tiny Dancer.
Elton John.
Elton John, yeah.
Tiny.
That's a good one, yeah.
I'm ready to do the deadlift is Tiny Dancer
Yeah.
for me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Every workout has its song.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Johnson. All right. Top 5 MPC, Universe National Bodybuilding Pro, right here with us all the way to New York, and we appreciate you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get to this segment. We've been a little bit behind schedule here. We got to speed it up a bit, but
We're always behind schedule.
this next segment is brought to you by Rody's Country Fried Chicken. Make sure to go by Eagle Pass, and if you ever need a cheap meal,
Is the place
get
to
the
go.
family order of gizzards and get some of that delicious fried chicken, all the sides, fish and shrimp, hot dogs, chicken fried steak. Located 1910 El Indio Highway, the fastest drive-thru in Texas. Call in your order 830-773-9189, and he is currently working on an awesome little area by the casino over there, the Kickapoo Casino. On your way there, you'll be able to see that Rody's food truck right there, and they'll have a nice little volleyball court so you can play and take the kids and have a birthday party there or something. You can have some get-togethers. It's going to be awesome. So we want to thank Rick Rodriguez from Rody's Country Fried Chicken for sponsoring hashtag PVT's Memes of the Week. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, right on time.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we have bodybuilding memes, all right?
Oh, my
Bodybuilding
goodness.
memes.
All right.
So let's see the first one, all right? When you forget your headphones at the gym is playing Justin Bieber Baby and you try to look tough. All right. We were just talking about music.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, let's check out the next one.
Yeah.
Doctor, it's tendonitis. Let it rest and only lift a light weight for a few weeks. Me the next day. Can you relate to that, Mike?
That's true, man. It's so true. Never learned.
Yeah. It's tendonitis. Stay off the weights for a while. Shit.
Wait till it tears.
Yeah. All right, what's the next one? Leg press foot placement. I put this one in because I wanted to ask Mike about this because I've always been told about the way you put your feet when you're lifting or leg pressing or squats.
Yeah.
It hits different parts of your legs.
Is that true, Mike?
It does make a difference. You know, you got to get that mind-muscle connection, but yeah, you can work different parts.
The cannonball, you put your feet like a V and it's the inner leg between, I guess that looks almost like the hamstring or maybe the, what is it, the groin? It's sort of like that. I don't know what
like
muscle.
the inside hamstring.
The inside hamstring. And then when you do the narrow, which is usually what everybody does, right? You get the quads.
Yeah, usually your outside quad, the vastus lateralis.
It looks like I do sumo every day.
The sumo feet look like when I'm sitting at the toilet, you know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
But those help the glutes and the hams. So that is something, ladies and gentlemen, if you're doing legs, and I don't know if you do all those in one leg day, or do you do one leg day and then the other one the other leg day? What do you suggest,
I
Mike?
would do each one for like 6 weeks, you
6
know, and that
weeks?
way you could get consistency,
Okay.
you know,
All right.
let that muscle grow.
Yeah. All right, and let's see what the next meme is right here. Me after a long day at work, barely 5 hours of sleep, feeling like shit, and it's leg day again.
Oh, my
shit.
God.
Man, dude, I remember I worked out on legs so hard I couldn't sit down and take a shit. It was like painful, bro.
You did a lot of sumo.
Yeah. All right. My diet, my passion about bodybuilding, my genetics.
Oh, you screwed.
That's good.
That guy in the middle, I think he's the guy that deadlifted like 1,100 pounds or
That's
something.
Bjornsson.
Yeah, he's the freaking Viking dude.
Yep.
He's from like Sweden or something,
He's
man.
huge.
He's a big dude, man. All right, what's the next thing? We have another one,
Hold on.
babe?
Yeah, hold on.
I told her CrossFit was better than bodybuilding. She told me we should both see other men.
Oh my goodness, we should both see. That's terrible.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That's pretty
Nobody
good.
likes CrossFit.
Right, dude?
Is CrossFit the one where everyone ends up having a messed up ACL and
Yeah.
Your orthopedic
sprain their,
surgeons
yeah,
love
they
them.
sprain their ankles
Dude.
and all that.
I see, you go by CrossFit and they're over here moving tires from one place to another. And then I'm like, dude, my mom's got a ranch. I need some help. But
Right, yeah.
give me $25 a month and you can come clean it up. You
You
know?
can be a day
Yeah,
laborer.
I mean, dude, what's crazy? And then you got that, you're hitting the tire with the, it's like you're working, man, you know,
Yeah.
but not getting paid. You're getting paid to work.
You're paying to get injured.
All right, what's the next one, babe? But I don't want these New Year's resolution people to come to the gym.
It's funny.
They don't last anyway, right? Mike?
Now they're gone in a month. Yeah.
Gone in a month.
Most are gone in a month.
And they have brand new outfits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dressed real nice, smelling like cologne and shit, right?
They're in the garage sale the next month.
And they're always taking pictures, right, Mike?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
The phone is down, and then like, okay, let me do a squat. But
You know what shit I hate, dude,
Oh,
is
my
when
goodness.
like I'm at the gym and there's like 3 machines and I need one of them and there's dudes there sitting like this.
check,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I hate
Fucking
that.
on their phone, dude.
Like,
Hey, get
it's
off
annoying.
of it. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we don't do that at my gym. We come there to work out.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Most everybody goes and works out at the gym. you know.
I'm just using my I don't even text my wife. She, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, and sometimes I'll have the thing on and Siri, my baby says hello. Respond. I love you, baby.
I'm running.
The text is ready. I love you, baby. Should I send? Yeah, send, Siri. Thanks. You know? But I ain't
my
got time to be on my phone. I hate it when people are sitting on the damn machine, taking it and just fucking on the phone.
Yeah.
Get off and let me
That's
work
annoying.
out.
What?
And then sometimes they have like their friend, like, okay, I'm going to bend down real slow. And then, like, the other one's a photographer. It's like,
Oh,
it's a whole
my
setup.
gosh.
Like, can you just get on?
They're staging it and everything.
Yeah, because I'm like, Tiny Dancer's almost done playing. I mean, come on, people. What are we doing?
I saw this guy next to me, right? He had like 4 plates, right? He was a whip. So I stood next to the 4 plates and took a selfie and said, taking it light today, right?
Oh,
and put it on
my
social
God.
media, man.
That's funny.
So you're one of them too that takes
That was
pictures and
just
stages stuff.
there was
Just
just an
one.
opportunity to make,
yeah.
there was an opportunity for me to
sure.
take a picture, put it on social media so everybody can rag on me. That's all.
Yeah.
Mike, would you tell everybody what is your gym called again?
It's VPR Training Gym.
And it's located where?
It's we're off of Cedar and McAllen, McAllen.
Okay, there
You can
go.
find them on Instagram at VPR Gym right there. Just follow them on Instagram.
Cedar and
check out-
McCall, where they don't allow photographers, right? Mike?
No.
All right, what's the next one, babe?
Hold on. I think it was this one.
How I think I look at the gym, how I really look.
Yes.
It's those mirrors.
Hey, you gotta have that mentality, right? You gotta.
I mean, but you have to be realistic too. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, you're thinking of your pecs when you're working out. You got to focus and talk to your pecs like you talk to your plants for them to grow.
Kevin
right?
James used to be a trainer, by the way.
Oh yeah, where was he training at Golden Corral or what? Man, this is the way you pick the steak. When your gym buddy goes to another
Oh,
gym.
no.
Batista.
That's hilarious.
That's a good one.
Is that it, baby?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was hashtag PBT memes of the week. All right. So now, this next segment is brought to you by Joe's Master Service Center, proudly serving the local Edinburgh area for over 50 years. Joe understands that getting your car fixed or buying new tires can be overwhelming. You got to give him a call. You need a tow, he'll get it for you. You need a U-Haul, he'll get it for you. You need an oil change, he'll get it for you. You need an inspection sticker, they'll take care of it for you right there. It's all one stop, one shop, and it's Joe's Master Service in Edinburgh, Texas. You walk into Joe's Master right there. Joe's not behind the counter, but he usually is. Why? Because he's under the hood and he's taking care of your vehicle personally. All right? This guy doesn't send anybody else to take care of you. He does it himself, and he's been doing that for the past 50 years. Joe's Master Service Center, 956-383-1882 is the number. You can go to joesmaster.com, and you can set up an appointment. You set up your oil change. You get there, it's done. And that's his dad right there who's still working there with him, man. That guy's over 80 years old, still changing the oil and still giving some inspection stickers. Man, this guy is one of those guys that he'll know exactly what's wrong with your vehicle, and he'll take care of it, target it, and just take care of the problem, and you'll have a fine vehicle. And by the way, the hot season isn't over yet. You need some Freon on your vehicle for AC. You better call him up and get it done. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is hashtag PBT's Awkward Questions from the fans. So, we got to tell you right now, I know you're a Christian, Mike, but some of these fans, man, their questions are kind of awkward, man. So just be careful.
Extremely.
And and Chaz is taking care of it. Okay, so go ahead, Chaz.
Well,
Let's
first
do
of
it.
all, Leo Cruz Jr. has a nice little expression here. It says, "No curls, no girls. No pecs, no sex." So nicely done.
no breast milk, no muscles. All right.
Oh my God.
By the way,
It's probably one of those guys with skinny legs and needs some leg.
Sal was saying that the milk is from Cambodia.
Cambodia.
Cambodian milk?
That's a new one, man. I've never heard
I
that
think
one.
I saw it at the Vitamin Shack, and the Cambodian milk, right? Louis will sell anything right there, bro. They'll hook you up.
Do they sell it at Junior's? Maybe.
Junior supermarket. You know what? They sold it at Foy's, but they closed down already, man.
hey, you
Ching,
just-
no, man.
Ni modo.
All right.
Oh, well.
The questions.
All right. This is from Unbreakable Sternum. You gotta love that.
I like these creative names these fans get.
Which female body part is the most sensuous?
It's awkward.
Oh man, I don't know.
But that's just the beginning one. I mean,
I think it's the one that provides the breast milk for the muscles, isn't it? I mean,
well, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
I guess so.
Mike, what do you say?
and you don't.
I'd say so. Also,
Okay.
It ain't the glutes, or or
is most sensitive,
No, sensuous.
sensuous.
Yeah, seductive.
I'll agree with James.
There you go. The one that provides the breast milk. That's the
As
logical
he
one.
should. It is. Okay.
All right. This is from Swirling Pelvis 82.
It's gonna be a good
I'm
one.
not
I can
asking
already
this,
tell.
Mike. So I'm just the
He's a middleman.
middleman.
The messenger. Don't kill the messenger.
Don't kill the messenger. Swirling Pelvis 82 says, have you ever cut a smelly protein fart in the gym full of people?
Oh yeah, man. You kind of crop dust it and just walk off. Get a drink of water or something.
Crop dusting.
Dude.
I like that.
Can't hold it. You just
Let it
get
rip.
out of there. Yeah, get out of there.
Dude, I bought Rich Piana's protein with egg crystals.
Egg white
Egg white
crystals.
crystals in it.
Oh my god,
Dude,
those
it
were
was
the
wonderful.
Worst. They were the worst.
Bro.
And he would film it.
Fart bombs.
My wife was suffering. I borrowed her car and I went to the store.
This is so true.
at night.
Yeah,
it was at
it's so
night,
true.
right? It was like 9 o'clock. I went to the store to get something. I came back. On the way back, I cut a fart inside her car, her BMW, right?
Dutch oven.
That's a brand new car, never, and it smelled like leather. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit, it stunk.
Literally.
Like I could barely handle it.
Yeah.
So I get to the garage, I get off, and I go into the house, and then the next morning she's always in a hurry in the morning because she's got to get to school, and I follow her to the garage. She gets in the car and she goes, "Who took a shit in the car?"
The next day.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
god.
next morning.
It lasted
Soaked
the
in.
whole
It
night.
was the next morning.
Soaked into the seat,
It
man.
was so disgusting.
And then one time I was driving and I cut it up. I cut one and she was like, "Whoa, whoa." And so I'm driving with my wife's face outside the window of the car, dude. I'm taking a picture.
She was like Ace Ventura.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Window.
Dude,
Oh my God,
Rich
that's
Piana's protein with egg crystals. It's got like little balls of egg white crystals in it. Oh my god, dude,
Yeah.
lethal
Nasty.
shit,
Wow.
man.
Yeah.
All right,
Mike, thank you for introducing us to crop dusting.
Yeah,
It kind of coincides with this term, cornhole mania.
cornhole mania there
is
you go.
underway. Cornholing.
Oh man,
All right.
Do we have another
it seems like cornhole has been the theme of this day.
It has been, and only
many-
on PVT.
How many more questions do we got? Travis?
There's two more.
Okay,
This is
and the last two are always the most
I know.
dangerous
I'm laughing
ones.
because the questions on the chat are crazy.
all right. I have to ask it. It's part of my, it's just I don't agree with it. This is from Charday's solar plexus. It says, "Have you ever admired another man's ass in the gym?"
Okay, all right,
Why?
No,
And it
but-
doesn't have to be in a sexual way. Just admired it.
yeah.
No, I've always admired my own ass. I think I
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Good answer.
Put it on the screen, babe. Yeah.
Survey
Let's,
says.
Let's
admire some
admire it.
ass right
Yeah.
there. There we go.
But by
Bradley-
another guy's arms, but not
Not the ass, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Bradley, can you zoom in? Make it the screensaver. Make it the V in PVT.
All right.
That's,
Okay.
that's one of the critiques I get in bodybuilding because I got a big butt or whatever.
Yeah.
But because I contributed to running sprints and all this other stuff.
Uh-huh.
Then I squatted a lot too.
Yeah.
And it's genetics. It won't go away, man. No matter how much I diet.
Those, if you're gonna have genetics, that's a good place to have it. 'Cause-
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
It won't go
nothing
away,
worse
man.
than a flat ass in bodybuilding, man.
That's true.
And you know what? Another part that a lot of bodybuilders have a lot of trouble with are calves, too,
Calves,
bro.
yeah, skinny
You know,
calves.
sometimes you have to be just. I've heard of
genetics, yeah.
I've heard of calf implants.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, we've heard of that.
They
yeah,
have
we saw that.
Yeah,
on-
that some bodybuilders do calf implants and shit like that.
It's been rumored. I think they do. Some
Yeah.
do.
Mike, what's the secret to calves? What do you do?
I think it's genetics.
Genetics,
A lot
okay.
of it is. I mean, you can work on them with high reps and they'll grow.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen people do it over for years, and they just
Nothing.
they're just skinny.
Yeah.
You know,
It's tough. I was gifted with some pretty damn good calves. So
Yeah, I
I'm
always
all
tell
right.
you that your calves
Yeah.
are huge.
All right. What's the next final question? All right.
All right. This is from Underweight Uvula. And I think we all know the answer to this. Have you ever popped a Woody while looking at yourself in the mirror?
no.
Oh, okay.
I'm so damn good looking and sexy.
I can't help it. I'm a victim of my own sensuality.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've had that problem once in a while.
Oh my gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, those were the hashtag PBT awkward questions. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for some events, and we are sponsored for the events by The Green Hit. Offers a natural alternative for stress and pain with various CBD-infused oils, lotions, edibles, gummies, and even inhalants to combat and recuperate the body and mind. They've got amazing name brand bongs, pipes, and all the accessories for smoking. Their detoxes can help purge out all the toxins your body absorbs from day in and day out activities and your hectic and stressful lifestyles. Full body and mental relaxation, and that's what you'll find there at the Green Head. Veterans are always welcomed, and they always have special discounts. They have the most knowledgeable staff in the industry. If you saw the show last week, you know that. Hector and Louie and Javi. Louie and Javi were here, and boy, we had an amazing conversation about all the products that they've got at the Green Head. You can find them in FAR, and the number is 956-666-9088. There's the Kratom stuff right there, man. Chaz just got some, and it's got some CBD on it. He was able to sleep because he had trouble. That one right there, Kratom plus CBD.
That's the one.
You can also find them in Mission at 956-591-0114. Give them a call. Ask them if you have any questions on any products they might have. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. If you follow us on hashtag PBT Instagram, we're always sharing their stuff, and we're always thanking them for their support. All our sponsors, as a matter of fact. The Green Hit is the perfect place for relaxing the mind and spirit in an all-natural way.
By the way, Rock, don't forget that, or everyone watching, if you mention that you saw the Green Hit guys on PVT, they will give you a discount. I did that and go, hey, I heard about it on PVT. I was in the room, and so I got the discount. So mention it, and they'll hook you up.
Just mention hashtag PBT, and you get a discount.
Yes,
right? So,
and they give a discount to veterans as well.
and we have to warn you, when you go in there, you don't just go in and buy and leave. You're probably going to end up talking with the guys for a good 30 minutes.
Yeah, because they want conversation.
And they'll talk about wrestling and football and Dallas Cowboys.
AEW,
metal.
breast milk,
Yeah. all
cornholes.
that. Yeah. So one of the events we got, ladies and gentlemen, it's happening Friday and Saturday, September 29th and October 1st. All right. The 2022, it's Rockin' Boots Music Festival. Mercedes Civic Center, Mercedes, Texas. On Friday, it's going to be Tejano with La Fiebre and Marcos Orozco. And on Saturday, it's going to be Striper. Fantastic band. These guys are just absolutely amazing. They are a Christian rock band, a Christian metal band, and they did some secular music, but they're starting to do some more, Christian-themed music, but they are amazing. We'll have some footage about the last time they came here to the Rio Grande Valley. They sold out the place, so this place is even bigger at the Mercedes Civic Center. It's going to be an outdoor event. Stephen Piercy from Rat's also going to be performing as well. This guy's going to be playing all the Rat hits, Round and Round, and Lack of Communication, all these great songs that you grew up with. Back for More. Also, Dangerous Toys out of Austin, Texas will be performing as well. These guys have been around for a long time. As a matter of fact, Kevin Fowler, the country guy, used to play guitar with these guys,
Really?
and then he went into
Wow.
country. But these guys, Masterson and the rest of his band from Austin, they're just absolutely amazing. Also, Allied Forces will be performing. Sidewinder will be performing from Brownsville, and Whiskey D. We will be performing as well. And that's our hometown, actually, Mercedes, Texas. So we're going to have a good time, and we're going to have a fantastic show, and it's happening on Saturday, October 1st. It's the Rockin' Boots Music Festival, all right? Tomorrow night, we'll be doing some fantastic jams. It's a Throwback Thursday, and we want to thank Dr. T's once again. We want to thank all our sponsors for having us come into your home. They're the ones that keep the lights on, keep the cameras on, and, of course, take care of everything else for us, man, and the rent and all that good stuff. And, Mike, It was a pleasure having you here, bro.
Thanks for having me, man. It's awesome.
Thanks for opening up about that story. You know, it was very inspiring. You know, and I think you're going to do very well next year, man, in August. And make sure to let us know. We'll keep up with you on Instagram. Go to his Instagram, Mike Johnson. You can find him it's
VPR.
on the VPR gym.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you post your progress and your stuff, or is it another personal?
Yeah, on that one I post mostly about my athletes. I do post some of my stuff also, but it's mostly about the people I'm training.
Do you have an Instagram account where fans can go and see your progress? Do you show your progress or what you're doing, and do you have any type of vlogs or anything?
I try. You know, I'm not a big social media guy as far as like posting, but I'm trying to get better at it. But yeah, my personal one is Mike J. Johnson.
Mike J. Johnson.
Instagram.
Okay, man. Hey, Mike, we appreciate you. God bless you and your family as well. I know it's kind of tough for your family to be, supporting you because of all the time and effort and sacrifice that your sport and your goals, take. I mean, it's just it's a lot of work and a lot of discipline, and it takes an amazing family to be able to support what you're doing, and it's awesome that you've got that rock at home, man.
You want to give a shout out to your wife? And
I'd like to thank my wife, my parents, my trainers at the gym that cover for me when I'm not there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people, and of course Ronald Torres, who helps coach me and stuff, and helps with the diet.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people. It's not just me. I'm just the one stepping on stage.
Yeah. But you're putting in the work and you're making them proud, man.
Yeah.
And that is awesome, man.
Thanks, man.
They got faith in you, and we got faith in you too, man. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the perfect song to leave the show tonight, man. Enter Sandman. This was a song that turned on when Mike Johnson was called into the top 5 in New York, man. All right. Y'all have a wonderful night. We'll see you tomorrow night, Thursday night on #PVT. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And tell all your friends about the show, because this is a show. We bring all kinds of great friends and people of interest, and we like to share our lives with you. Thank you so much. Everybody wave at the camera. Let's go.